leave it outstanding, David. Thank you. And the deal, keeping the Pacers in Indianapolis for 25 more years, almost $300 million in public subsidies billed to renovate and expand the arena and the area around the arena.
So the public paid for this?
Some of it, a lot of it, but maybe not all.
If the arena was such a good deal, why doesn't the rich guy pay for it?
I think the Pacers are at least kicking in $65 million.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
That's so nice of them.
So the Nets starting five. Duncan is out there with the chosen one. Then there's Baller. Then it's Houdini. And it's Buckets in at the small forward position. And for Indiana, Oladipo is the 2 with Warren playing small forward. Sabonis and Turner up front. And it's Brogdon in at the point. In the corner, it's Sabonis. And the 3 off target. Baller passes to Gasol and finished off by Gasol.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Brogdon outside. And stolen by Nash. One-on-one here. Here's Baller. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Bill, you study pop culture. The 2K Esports League is a phenomenon right now, which is sweeping the country. Do you think that's going to alter the perception of gaming in any way?
Yeah, I would say it has one of the best chances of any esports league to succeed because people just love basketball. And you can feel it there in the offseason. The shift in basketball content and the fact that it's now a 12-month-a-year sport for us. And now it goes from the playoffs to the draft to where people going in free agency. And then that plays out for a month, and then something else will happen. All of a sudden it's August.
Summer leagues are
summer leagues happening, and then all of a sudden the season's close, and then you just kind of recycle, and it's a 12-month-a-year sport.
Yeah, right. Cranes it from beyond the arc. Baller's got 5 points so far.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Pacers have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Nice feed, just like his dad. Sabonis is an excellent passing big man. The passing gene was passed on.
Gasol passes to Ball. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Baller's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Bill, I wanted to go back to what you were talking about with the 2K League, and you mentioned how basketball has grown into essentially a 12-month-a-year sport.
For me, a 2K Esports League just makes sense. It fits into that. I think people love the players. I think they care about these athletes, and just in basketball, so much more than the other sports. And for me, it's really gratifying because I've loved basketball my whole life. And for a while there, when I grew up as a kid, they were tape delaying the finals, and it was like the 2nd-tier league. And now to see how popular it is and how much people love it, it's just, I feel like I was in early. I'm sure you do too.
Absolutely. I mean, when Magic Johnson is a rookie and starting at center in Game 6 in Philadelphia, yes.
And it was tape delayed.
And it was tape delayed.
My beloved Boston Celtics won the 1981 title, and it was on tape delay in Boston. And I went to bed, and my dad woke me up to watch the game for me. And it's not even 40 years ago. So I think the other thing that really helps with the 2K Esports League is that these guys play 2K, the actual players.
Yeah, right.
They
care about it.
They care about it. They have an incredible amount of time on their hands because they're too famous and they can't go anywhere. So they're in hotel suites. They're bringing with the PlayStation or Xbox
stuff
with them. They're playing their friends. They're playing each other online, and this is what they're doing all day.
You know, Bill, Indiana's a huge basketball state. Lots of love for the high school game, certainly the college game, but support of the Pacers has been a little inconsistent at times.
Yeah, I blame the Pacers because they should never have less than 3 players from Indiana University on the team at all times. Indiana people really love people who went to high school or college in Indiana, and I think that's one of the reasons they've responded to Oladipo like they have. Not only is he great, but he's actually an IU guy. I would always have at least 4. They should have all the Zellers. Anybody who's played
all
at
three
Indiana.
of those Zellers, then maybe the dad can come back and play too.
Yogi Ferrell,
yes.
all those dudes. They should all be on the Pacers.
Lamb is checked in for Indiana. T.J. McConnell comes in for Malcolm Brogdon. Pacers trail by 14. So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. They're getting their first look of the season at the Nets in this one.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Yeah, and very tough to beat when they're playing up to their capabilities. That's why they're one of the top teams in the league.
Here's Sabonis. He's coming off a 10-point game against Milwaukee.
And he also controlled the backboard as well. I mean, he really did a terrific job.
And Lamb kicks to Sabonis. Just 5 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And here's Warren for 3. Buries it from 3-point range.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Nets leading by 11. Baller passes to Gasol. Nets passing it around. Over to the wing. Lets it fly from 18. The Pacers pull it in. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
And you know what, guys? It just seemed like they never really had the kind of energy necessary. They just weren't comfortable on the defensive end.
Passes the ball. Knocks down the 3-ball. Baller's got 15 points.
Boy, he's been a rock of offensive support so far, and when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
Pass to Sabonis. Back to Lamb. And the call will go against Houdini. That is his first foul of the game. We've got 33 seconds left here in the first quarter. Here's Warren. And yes, it's good. Warren's got his second bucket of the night.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Here's Baller. Missed inside.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
From deep 3-point range, and so it's Brooklyn. Up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. And we'll be right back after this. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Nets.
They've made the commitment to get out and run, and it's paid off with some highlight reel plays in transition.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnover.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court right now for the Pacers. Sabonis and Turner up front. McConnell and Lamb in the backcourt. And it's McDermott in at the 3. Here's Turner. No good on the triple. Brooklyn leading by 12. And the Oladipo injury last year, many teams would have folded in losing an all-star like that, but head coach Nate McMillan refused to wave the white flag, got his team together, they played a little bit differently, and they survived.
They did, and I think the biggest reason they survived is they're in the Eastern Conference. And it's a lot easier to survive when you're in the same conference where Orlando goes like 22-11 to end the season.
Yeah.
I was impressed by the fight they had. And you really saw in the playoffs like how little talent they had. You know, they were kind of hanging around those first couple Celtic games. And then you have like Wesley Matthews taking game-deciding shot. You know, they really were scrappy, and they definitely overachieved. To lose your best player when you have no other all-star on the team and still make the playoffs the way they did, I thought was impressive.
Shows you how impressive it can be to have a player like Oladipo who plays both ends very well.
Right.
But the importance of an all-star. You can't make the postseason without him.
And actually weirdly good for him to get a taste of not being there. And sometimes guys come back from that and they're at a higher level.
The Pacers shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe. And a new group in for the Nets. Jared Allen's checked in for the chosen one. Kevin Durant comes in for Duncan. Harris is checked in for buckets. And it's Crawford in for Nash. Bill was in Boston where you received your master's degree in journalism. What attracted you to this profession? Why journalism?
I couldn't do anything else, and I didn't like manual labor.
No, really?
No, that really was it. I was good at writing.
Like anybody in your family or anybody you
No,
know?
I was always a good writer, and I liked writing and sports.
Yeah.
So just kind of like, I'll do those two things
Did it in
together.
high school, I'm assuming?
Yeah, started in high school. I had the big thing for me was in college. I had a column for the school newspaper, really from freshman year on. And around sophomore year, I felt like it started to get momentum. And that was the first time I thought, I wonder if I could get paid for this. Which, as it turned out, no, until I was about 29. Yeah.
Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far.
And I just love how Durant goes so hard on the defensive side, making an effort to alter as many shots as possible.
And the jam by Kevin Durant.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Guys, it is symbolic of their effort here tonight.
Pass to Sabonis. Outside, Lamb. Here's Turner. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And let's see what the Nets have coming up. On Sunday, they'll be playing against Blake Griffin and the Detroit Pistons. Then on Saturday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And you know, for that Hornets matchup, this is what the fans have been wanting to see. Two of the best teams in the league duking it out, and you know whoever gets the win is going to be viewed as the team to beat.
Baller passes to Allen. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Bill, it's no secret that your heart lies in Boston. Just what was it like growing up in and around that area?
Well, it's definitely the reason I like sports as much as I do, because it's so sports obsessed. A lot of it is cold weather stuff, I feel like, where there's 5 months a year that just stink, and then there's 3 other months that, you know, it's just smoking hot and humid. And so the sports makes everybody kind of crazy because you're crazy anyway. But there's nothing like being in Boston when something good's happening. Like Celtics making an NBA playoff run, or the Bruins making a cup run, the Red Sox in September when the Yankees are coming to town, or the Saturday before Patriots game. You can kind of feel it as the community of it. That's the difference between here and a place like LA.
It's formed you as a professional, right?
Absolutely.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And they pick up 2. 17 points for Baller.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know, that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Crawford with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Crawford's got it. And KD throws it down.
And at nearly 7 feet tall, Durant is a prime-time threat to pound one down. Got to keep him away from the rim.
Here's Lamb, and slam dunk by Lamb.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
And entertaining as always, Bill, thank you so much for stopping by. We always appreciate your time.
Thank you. Just, I don't want to do any Celtic games. Can we not do that? I
They're
don't want
off
to see
the
that
schedule.
team. Let's do the other teams.
Okay. And Clark, you know what? Bill will always give you a great point of view.
And you know what? I think he needs his own barbershop talk show, Kevin. I mean, he's done everything else in media. Go barbershop on him, Bill.
And there's the pass to Sabonis. Left side, Turner. Just 3 to shoot. Here's McConnell. And the foul on Miles Turner. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Pacers. Justin Holiday's checked in for Turner. Victor Oladipo comes in for Jeremy Lamb. And Malcolm Brogdon subbed in for TJ McConnell. Ball guarded by Brogdon. Baller passes to Crawford. Here's Baller. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
And he knocks down the first one. T.J. Warren, he's checked in for McDermott. Both good from the line that time.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Oladipo against Crawford. Now here's Oladipo, guarded closely. From deep, and no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Kevin, what has allowed you all to build this lead in the first half?
Well, we've just been playing hard. Those guys are tough to guard. They cut so hard. They play well together, and we had a decent half. We got to keep it going.
Kevin, thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports. And now, the 2K Sports back in this game.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
And, you know, that's not a job they ask him to do very often, but in the first half, I thought he was in perfect sync with his teammates.
Checking out the group for Kenny Atkinson to start the second half. Durant plays the 4 with Allen at center. Crawford out there with Baller, and it's Harris in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Warren. That shot off. Some solid defense from Harris.
Boy, I covered Jared Allen in college, and you look at the physical profile he's got. 7.5-foot wingspan, big hands, explosive, really good athlete. He's got all the tools and an upside without limits.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Harris outside. About 1 minute played here in the second half. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for the Pacers. They'll tip off a road trip in New York where they'll take on the Knicks. And then on Saturday, they'll go back home and will be hosting the Orlando Magic.
And that matchup against the Sixers, they'll need to be at their best for this contest. Anything short of excellence, and they'll be in for a rough ride.
And Harris drops them both.
You know, he was waived after his second year in the league, guys, but Joe Harris didn't let that stop him. He improved his skills, and he's carving out a nice career for himself.
Passes it to Oladipo. A floater. That shot misses. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. They've led by as many as 14 points. You were talking, Clark, about Allen's length and leaping ability. He's dangerous around the rim.
Boy, he sure is, guys. Still developing his skill game, but he's already more than serviceable at the offensive end of the floor. And we know he's a rim protector defensively. Good feet, gets up and down, has a nice touch and good hands. Boy, this guy is going to be some kind of player going forward.
Sabonis finds Warren.
Far from an ideal start here. I mean, this half just 1 for 4 so far.
Katie attacking. And then Durant with the dunk.
Well, I love the speed that Durant has. I mean, fantastic at slashing into the paint and scoring right at the rim. That length of stride of his and his speed, lethal combination.
Brogdon the pass to Sabonis. Some nice passing here by Indiana. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
For 3, Harris bangs home the trifecta. Harris has got the lead up to 14 now for Brooklyn. And here's Oladipo. He'll bring it up for Indiana. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Sabonis trying to get open. The shot by Brogdon, no good.
And you can't say Indiana didn't work the ball last year. Top 5 in field goal percentage.
Yeah, you know what? It was a combination of things, and I'm a little biased having my roots with the Pacers, but they consistently made the extra pass, the next pass. And they had veteran finishers as well. They were as fun a team to watch in the league for me.
Pass to Sabonis. Kicks it to Oladipo. And it's sent back by Allen.
Don't challenge him. Get that out of here. Allen's almost 7 feet now. He's got excellent timing and good bounce.
The Pacers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And the first one drops. You were talking about the unicorns. Miles Turner in that category as a shot blocker who can space the floor. I don't think he's got a ceiling. What about you?
I think his ceiling is really high, Kevin. He's still young, which always bodes well for somebody with his work ethic and skill set. I think he can be an all-star player. Franchise player, those are few and far between. I'm not sure if he can get to that level, but all-star certainly within his reach.
Oladipo taking his time here. Back to Turner. Dishes it to Oladipo. That ball. Nice speed that time from Turner. Oladipo's got his 2nd basket of the night.
Boy, this is the kind of player Victor Oladipo is. Confident, under control, ready to fire on the catch.
Pacers trail by 15. Outside, Lamb. Pass to Brogdon. Oladipo outside. And it's sent back by Allen. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's Harris. No good there. Good work defensively by Turner.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Excellent concentration from Oladipo. Even when you get physical with him, he figures out a way to convert.
Baller passes to Allen. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. T.J. Warren picks one up. Hey, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Nets?
They really haven't backed away from running and gunning at any point, but their legs still look fresh.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for T.J. Warren. Justin Holiday comes in for Victor Oladipo. And Aaron Holiday's subbed in for Malcolm Brogdon. The pass to McDermott. Down low. Here's Turner. And it's slammed in by Turner.
Yeah, I'd like to see more passes like that from McDermott, especially when guys are open.
Here's Baller. And the basket is good. And he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on him.
He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
And a finalist for Coach of the Year in 2019, Nate McMillan passing 600 wins last season.
Well, you think about that. That's an impressive milestone for an outstanding coach in Nate McMillan. He moved into the top 25 all-time in wins. He's had 2 other stops as a head coach, Portland and Seattle, and I think he's doing some of his best work with the Pacers.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. And we felt it. Even over here, we felt it.
It's the best way to do it, as long as you don't get teed up for it.
Passes it to Lamb. Let's go. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake. Lamb's got 8.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Baller guarded by Holiday. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and That's taking care of business, fellas.
The first one falls. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. The chosen one, he's checked in for Jared Allen. Duncan comes in for Kevin Durant. Buckets, he's checked in for Joe Harris. And Nash is subbed in for Jamal Crawford. That misses, so he splits the free throws. And so Holiday will bring it up for Indiana, trailing by 17. Bounce pass, Holiday. Lets it go. And the rebound goes to Duncan.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving. Get something better.
Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Nets lead by 19. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Indianapolis. And 1/4 to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. They've got McDermott. He's out there with Turner, and it's Lamb in at the shooting guard position. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Outside, Holiday. With the floater. Good work defensively by Gasol.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint. Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
Pacers trail by 21. Pass to Turner. He kicks it to Lamb. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got his 4th rebound in this one. To the inside, Nash, and he makes good on the layup. Take a look at the NBA. Who's the best, you think, Clark, at controlling the defensive glass, getting the missed most shots and getting their offense back in gear?
Yeah, I think even though he's a bit undersized, he does a great job. Draymond Green, not only does he rebound the ball defensively, but he also can ignite the break because of his ball handling and passing ability. Giannis Antetokounmpo does a great job on the defensive backboards, as does Joel Embiid.
Clark, when you think of athleticism specifically, talk about the changes athletically we've seen in the league, say, since the 80s.
It's dramatically different. I mean, there have been tremendous athletes through every decade of the league's existence, but it's gotten better with improved training and more knowledge about the anatomy of the body and how to enhance its performance. But now it seems like great athletes are, you know, a dime a dozen versus 8 to a dozen back in the 80s.
The first free throw is good. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. A few possessions into the 4th quarter, just over a minute played. Pass to Turner. Indiana moving it around. Chalk up 2 there.
Exceptional skills for Turner down in the paint. This guy, I think, has the potential to be a dominant player inside for a lot of years.
Here's buckets.
Wow, we are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special.
A circus dunk for you right there, guys.
Outside Holiday. Now the pass to Lamb. Now here's Sabonis. Back to Lamb. Out to Turner. 3 on the clock. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
You look at him, and he's a little hit and miss from there, even without a defender in his face. No guarantee.
And it's good. 2 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Stripped it away. Sabonis with the steal. Duncan against Lamb. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And it goes down 2 points.
You know what? Didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
Outside Turner. On the wing, Holiday. Defended by Nash. Lamb trying to free himself up, and it's Turner finishing it off.
Oh, you can't let Turner get that deep inside. When you do, he's going to abuse you with a throwdown right on top of your head.
Baller passes to Duncan, and Duncan throws it down.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
Passes to Lamb. Clark, do you think we in the media overemphasize championship rings when talking about an individual player's legacy?
Yeah, I think when you talk about an individual player's legacy, a player can be a champion without a championship ring. I know there's another level of champion which includes a championship ring, and sometimes it gets distorted in my estimation because an individual only has so much impact on a team being a championship team. There are no individual team champions. Teams win championships. Being a key player or a role player on the championship team is certainly worthy of recognition and being held in high esteem, but I don't like to see championship caliber players being diminished in the court of public opinion because they didn't win a team championship ring.
Like Stockton and Malone.
Exactly. You could go down the list, a number of guys who just weren't, for whatever reason, able to get the ultimate in a team championship, but had championship Hall of Fame career.
6 on the shot clock. It's deflected. A shot by Sabonis. Nobody around. Nails the wide open jump shot.
Boy, Sabonis looking really comfortable shooting off the pass. If you're not right up on him, he'll burn you.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. For Indiana, they've gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Duncan outside. Pass to Buckets. Nash right side. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Nets.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Baller.
And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
And the officials call a traveling violation.
And just a little too lax with that possession, and it cost him.
And I tell you what, more brain neutral plays like that one, and they'll have a hole deeper than the one they're already in.
Nash outside, out to the wing. Baller guarded by Holiday, and it's good for 2. 32 points for Baller.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exit.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Buckets, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Kevin, how did you guys get this win tonight?
Well, we had to get stops. You know, those guys, they got so many options, so many good players, man. We just had to rally around each other and get stops.
Yeah, you guys played your best ball at the end and got the win. Congratulations. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.